Welcome to Disrupt You. This is the show where we'll hear what changes are headed to colleges and universities in all departments. We'll learn what innovation really means in higher education.
Welcome back to Disrupt You. This is season 4. We took a little hiatus between season 3 and season 4.
Hiatus.
A little hiatus. Welcome back to season 4. Erin, how are you doing?
I'm great.
What's new
How
with
are
you?
you?
Erin, tell me what's new with you. What's new in Erin's life?
Oh gosh. I don't
That
know.
exciting.
No, I mean there are a lot of stuff has gone on. We've been busy, right? That's why we haven't been recording.
Yes, absolutely.
Busy.
Can I tell you what I did?
I want to hear it.
I got Neuralink implanted in my brain. I don't know if you heard about this. I don't know if you heard about this. This week was the first patient, Neuralink, a chip in your brain.
It was not you.
It was me.
But tell me more about this.
Yeah,
What
it's
is Neuralink?
It's Elon
is it
Musk.
It's like a microchip,
It
like their
is.
dog.
It is. It's Elon Musk's company. You put a chip in your brain. Right now, it's for good reasons. It's people who have lost motor function in a limb. And supposedly it's fixing that. You can now use those.
But
you can talk to your phone.
You saw what he did to Twitter.
You can type using your
He
brain.
renamed it X.
Yeah, which makes me feel dirty every time I say it.
Like
It feels like,
I hate it. Like everybody knew Twitter. Why are we renaming it? That seems like a branding faux pas.
They've dropped 70% in stock value.
Yeah,
In valuation.
I would not put a chip. I don't think I'm ready to put a chip in me.
No?
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe to be fair, if I had lost the use of a limb and it really was going to help that, yes.
Absolutely. Also, how annoying is it to reach for your phone? If I could just imagine typing.
Yeah.
No, not really. Not really. So,
No.
okay, that's what's going on with me. What's with you?
Mine's much more exciting.
What is it?
I ended an era. Like,
What's that?
we're all about the eras
Swift?
these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your era?
My minivan era is over.
Ooh. Lamborghini?
Obviously.
Okay, what'd you get?
No, I got a 3-row SUV, which is basically a minivan, but now my kids can door date the people next to them.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it white?
No.
Oh, okay. That's like the basic suburban.
No, I believe there's a right color for a car and it's black.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, we agree on that.
Okay, lastly, before we get, I'm going to hit you with the first topic.
Yeah.
First thing, got a riddle for you.
I'm ready.
Okay. There's a field.
Mm-hmm.
There are 30 cows, 28 chickens. How many did it?
How many, huh?
How many did not?
Did not.
There's a field, 30 cows, 28 chickens. How many did not?
I think I'm supposed to say did not what, but I feel like I'm walking into it. Did not what?
It's in the riddle.
I don't know.
The answer's 10.
Okay.
This field, 30 cows, 28 chickens.
Oh, 20 of them ate the chickens.
Yeah.
Okay. So there wasn't 28 chickens.
Yeah.
There was 28
You like that?
chickens.
You like that? That's what I bring to the show. That's what I bring to the show.
It's clever.
I bring that
It's a
every
play on
week.
words.
I bring that to the
I
show.
think it's fine.
Okay. I got a question for you. AI,
Yeah.
right? Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's like a thing in higher ed.
All in. I think we married AI last season. Remember?
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, we
like,
did.
Yeah, we date, killed, married.
Yeah,
I think we married AI.
Is that right?
I think we went all in on AI.
Okay.
I think we got rid of
Blockchain.
remember? Okay. AI.
RIP. I got a question. I'm having issues here with AI in higher education. I need you to walk me through the problems I'm having.
Yeah.
Okay. So, big fan of AI. I have a LinkedIn learning course on AI, right? Building generative AI. I'm all in. Big nerd. Shout out to my LinkedIn learning class. Go ahead and take that.
Yeah, I was like shameless plug. Okay.
Yeah,
we're like 2 minutes in and you're already plugging yourself, but that's fine.
Okay. So I have been using like ChatGPT 4 to help brainstorm like exercise in the classroom, even assignments, right?
Yeah.
Help me get brainstorming, right?
Yep.
Helps with get the juices flowing, gets like a 20% head start, right? I do that. I teach my students how to use prompt engineering for to help with assignments, create ideas for content generation. This semester, I'm testing AI to help facilitate long form feedback, where I'm giving AI a custom AI unit, the rubric, the learning objectives, the description of the assignment, and a student's piece of work, and it's creating long form based on the qualities that I gave it.
Yeah.
Long form feedback.
Yeah.
Right. But then I was thinking, okay, At what point is this just...
So it's grading it?
It's getting long-form written feedback.
Right.
It gives you a number based on the rubric.
Got it.
Of what that assignment should be. Now I look over it, right? I don't just will submit that,
Yeah.
right? But at what point, now I'm having issues. At what point is it just AI creating assignments that AI does, and then AI is grading it? It's just AI talking to itself. What are we turning into in education if we're doing that?
Well, but it's got to be getting its brain from somewhere, right?
Sure.
But to some extent, it's using other professors' feedback, right? To give your students feedback.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Right. I mean, because AI in itself is not very smart.
Mm-hmm.
We have to feed the brain.
Absolutely. It's getting smarter every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it gets smarter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's got your feedback out there somewhere.
It could.
I don't know.
And if the students are creating their work on AI, it's just AI talking to itself at this point.
How long, and I think this actually has happened in the past before AI develops its own language. I think this happened before.
Okay. Oh.
Like we couldn't decipher what the AIs were saying to each other.
Yes. Yeah.
But like how long before that happens, like on a grander scale?
I didn't take a gummy before going on this podcast right now. You're going too deep into it.
For real.
Okay.
And then like
yeah.
I will tell you.
Okay, tell me. Break it down.
I went to a like a pro development thing on using AI in the classroom.
Okay.
I think you were there. You were not the person who said this though.
Okay.
They tell their students like you can use AI with these questions.
For sure.
But he basically runs them through first. And if AI is really good at answering that question, he makes this question go further.
Got it.
Right.
Yep.
So like I think we have to like where are the limits?
Absolutely.
Because like right now I feel like AI they're really good at like giving you an answer.
Generic answers.
But they're not really great at answering the why.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if AI can answer the questions of the assignment, it's a bad assignment. Right? That's a bad assignment if AI.
Yeah, we have to work. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously what we're talking about is generative AI, right? There's all kinds of AI, facial recognition and whatnot, but like generative AI specifically. Yeah, I hear you. It's just, where does it look like 5 years from now? What does that look like? Because we can't say we're not going to use it, because once they leave, once they go to work at Anheuser-Busch, they're going to be using it, right?
Yeah.
More and more companies are getting more, they'll have their own LLM. They won't be using ChatGPT, but they'll have their own internal LLM that they'll be using. They're going to use it there. So we have to train them to use it. We have to have the environment on campus prepared and updated to use it. Because there's something new comes out.
I'm a little Pollyanna, you know that about me, right?
Yeah.
Like I kind of think.
When I think the most positive person in the world.
It's not me, but.
Okay.
But sometimes I think people are generally good, right?
Okay.
So in my mind, I do think AI can get us as education and as a society deeper.
Okay.
And can allow us to connect on a deeper level because we no longer are doing things that are surface level.
Yeah.
We're not doing things that AI can do.
Yeah. I hear you. And faster.
Right.
More efficient.
Which makes us able to connect in a way that AI can't.
Yep.
For longer periods of our career, for longer periods of our life, for longer periods of education.
Yes.
But it's getting there. Because the problem is so much of our education and our jobs are built on now are things that I do think can be replaced at some point. So I think the education that will turn out to be really valuable to employers are teaching students the things that AI can't replicate for them in their homework.
I get what you're saying, but this is my last question for you on this topic.
Is it?
It is. What are we doing to education, right? Again, I've been on the spear tip of this, but isn't part of college being uncomfortable and sitting behind a blank computer for 2 hours brainstorming, going through your ideas and your own thoughts and trying to figure out what direction you want to go through this project? Right now, ChatGPT will start that for you. You can start from 0 to 20% done in 5 seconds. You have a list of direction. Now you have to go further with it, but you're no longer just sitting there with your own brain uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Going through the grit of being a student, the grit of fighting through uncertainty and my phone's going off and this stuff. We're skipping that. Isn't that part of college? Isn't that like a big section of colleges learning grit, mental grit? Aren't we losing that?
But do you have to develop mental grit to go beyond that?
Okay, tell me more.
Like, are we red pill, blue pilling it right now?
Okay.
I don't remember which one's which, but one, you stay
Okay.
in your day-to-day life. Like
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
You could use AI for the rest of your life and
Yeah.
just do your job.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or you could use AI and we can now go to this new dimension
I hear you.
that's going to make us really uncomfortable.
Let's get real. Let's put Erin freshman, sophomore year. You gonna do that? Or are you gonna say, what's the quickest way I can get this done so I can go do Thirsty Thursdays
Because
down
I
the street?
think it's our responsibility to build things so that they cannot do that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, I think if we build them beyond the scope of where AI is now, they can't use that to get there.
Okay.
Right?
So you're saying you're take out the efficiency.
Well, like, okay, you just give it to them. I mean, that's kind of what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're giving them these case studies that AI wrote.
Yeah.
And you're saying use AI to start the case study response.
So they're already starting 20% done.
Yeah. But don't think of it as 20% done. Think of it as the starting line.
Okay.
So you're not grading them on anything that 20% has.
So you're fine starting at first base.
I don't know if I'm fine, but I'm saying that's where we're at as a society.
Okay.
Like, nobody's gonna that genie's out.
Okay. Oh, for sure. There's no going back.
Yeah, that genie's out.
Yeah.
So either we keep saying that's 20%
Yeah.
and you're getting a free 20%, or you acknowledge that, like, yeah, I know that everybody has the access to get here, which is kind of what you're doing in your class, right? You're like, use AI to answer the question.
Yep.
And that's where we're starting. Now I'm grading you on where you take it from where AI gave it.
Yeah.
Because that's what employers are going to need.
Mm-hmm.
Because why do we need employees if AI can get us to where we used to get?
Here's my real world issue. Go down that path 5 years in. Now you've got a whole generation in the workforce that are used to this. They've never been in a situation that had to sit in front with nothing and go from zero to something. They've never had to do that before. Now you have every company with individuals that will take the easiest path to get going, which is the most generic path to get going. There's no big wow moment. There's no big talking frogs to sell Budweiser. There's none of this outside the box. It's all AI started, and I'll take the easiest path, which is that. It's not a problem.
But don't you think that's already where we are? Don't you think most companies before AI were kind of just replicating what every other company was doing?
Yeah.
Until somebody sat there and said, I'm going to put frogs and I'm going to make them say Budweiser.
You got a point. It's all mirroring.
I mean, AI has just brought our starting point to a new level of efficiency.
Okay. Hey, I want to hear what you all say, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know what you all think about this AI. What's the issues with the opportunities? I want to hear from you, right?
Yeah.
I think I did a bad job at that in previous seasons. It's like, reaching out to our fans, be part of this conversation.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about, Erin?
Well, I was getting ready for today and I wanted to know what's going to happen in 2024. We're relatively new in 2024.
It's the year of Beyonce.
Is it?
Yeah, she's going to take the place of Swiftie as far as premier artist in 2024.
Okay,
and Stanley's
that
going to be dead. Stanley's going to be dead too.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, Stanley.
I mean, water bottles.
Is that what you were talking about? Is 2024? Is that the topic you're going to?
Life cycles of a water bottle is like so fast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you talking about?
I was talking about in higher ed. But
okay.
That's important.
Okay.
Right? I mean, what water bottles are your students going to have in class? It's not that one.
A free 99 water bottle.
I do have a Stanley with me, but
basic.
Okay. It was my daughter's, to be fair. She moved on to a different Stanley, so I took her hand-me-down.
Were you one of the moms fighting in Target?
No, never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. What are topic? What is this list you're talking about?
So I went to Forbes.
Okay.
I wanted to know kind of what is the business world saying are the trends of higher ed.
Ooh.
So I've got the 5 trends they're predicting for higher ed.
Okay.
Ready?
I have not seen this list.
I know.
I have not seen this list. Okay.
Okay. First is changing admissions landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, I'm kind of like, that's kind of a cop-out.
I mean, Gen Z is the first generation decrease of interest in college.
Yeah.
You have, not only are there fewer of them, right? We're talking about Great Recession and whatnot, but also they're just saying, millennials are like, you went to college.
Yes.
Like you just did it,
Mhm.
right? That was Gen Z is not that.
Yeah.
Right. So is it more of that, more than interest and numbers? What else is going on? In
Forbes is specifically talking about legal ramifications for admissions. So you think about the Supreme Court case ruling in terms of like race and how you can make decisions based on
axing affirmative action. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's also some talk about taking away like the ability to admit somebody because of legacy.
Yes.
So right now, like
Ivy League.
At an Ivy League, if you're a legacy, you get like additional, I don't want to say points. I don't know how they do their rankings.
Clout, whatever.
That's not what I would do. But you get you get a better starting point, right? If you're a legacy student. So there's some talk about nixing some of the legacy stuff.
Okay.
But
good.
What do you think?
Good. Awesome. I think, especially the Ivy Leagues. I think the Ivy Leagues have been on a pedestal for way too long. I think they increase the tuition but don't increase number of seats. It's unjustified. I think legally they should have to spend the money that they're making. Ivy Leagues, I have some issues. Absolutely. All for it. All for it.
Yeah. And the Supreme Court case that, says you can't use race as a factor. I think there was some mixed reactions to that, but I truly believe if you focus on access and opportunity as a whole, like especially if you're thinking income, where students are from in relation to your campus, you are going to have a diverse campus.
Yeah.
If you focus on opening access as much as you can support access.
Can I give a hot take?
Yeah.
I'm going to give a hot take.
I'll take it.
If they would have come out from the gate and say, we're going to ask this, but we're going to replace it with income, right? What I think would have happened was people would be much more willing, much more open to this because it's not based on race. However, it's going to help a lot of the same people. It's going to help 95% of the same people who were negatively affected by that change. It's still going to help them, right?
Exactly.
But it would have had a more positive.
It would have.
Yeah.
And I had the same gut reaction of like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? But then when I stepped back, I really thought about, how this can, like, if I do think if you focus on access and opportunity, you will continue to have diversity.
100%.
Where you're serving as many students as you possibly can.
I like it. Okay, I like this one. Okay, what else we got?
Second is, let's see, more, this kind of is in line, more legislative oversight.
Cool.
So just more oversight.
I'm telling you right now.
Colleges and universities.
Colleges, state colleges, specifically state colleges in red states are going to have a hard time the next 5 years. Hard time the next 5 years. If you are in a red state and you are a state-funded state school, because we are seeing this all this time, we're seeing this differentiating idea of what higher ed is.
Yep.
And it leans blue and red. Blue, you're all for gung-ho. Red, it's like they're messing with their heads and making them all think this way.
But you can get how people get there, right?
What? No, having a different conversation, different ideas than you grew up with, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And I do think you go to campuses and they are kind of polarized to some extent.
Yeah.
I mean, some more than others, right?
Absolutely.
But they can be polarizing. And if you're on an opposite end of what your representatives are, it's going to be tough because we're so divided right now.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
It is just kind of a reflection of the bigger issue in the country, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, if you're going to your classroom and you're not a little uncomfortable a couple times in the semester, it's not college. You got to be thinking about something that makes you a little uncomfortable, right?
I do think though private institutions for the most of them receive federal funding in the form of financial aid. So there are rules and regulations they have to follow, not as many as the state, because the state obviously has more control. But I think we're going to see that creep more and more into even private schools.
You think so? Okay.
Because we're already seeing it. We're already seeing the Supreme Court come down on issues that impact private education. So I just think that creep keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
I actually wonder if you're going to start to see a trend in schools saying, we're not going to do financial aid. We're going to figure out a different way to fund it.
Whoa.
What if that happens?
Where are they going to get this money? Elon? Elon, listen.
You're going to have to reduce costs so that students aren't dependent on the financial aid.
Got it. Yeah.
You're going to have to find a way to seriously reduce costs and it's going to be a different model.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay. You do know, before we go to the next one, Elon's starting his own university in Austin, Texas.
Sure.
You hear that?
Elon's always up to something, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's up to. Okay, what's the next one?
He fascinates me though.
Oh yeah. What planet do you think he's from?
It's not Mars.
No.
It's got to be like next to Mars, right?
Okay, something.
Like, he's like, I know, but he knows them for sure.
Yeah. He knows what's up.
I mean, yeah.
Hey,
I can't
I'll be
figure him out.
Yeah.
I'd love to spend like a day with him.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to like observe. Like I don't even need to talk. Like what is going on in your head?
I'll text him for you.
Yeah, see if he's gonna get one of those chips.
I'll get him on.
Never put one of those
I'll get him on the
chips.
pod.
Yeah.
As they call it.
See if we can get it for our guest speaker.
All right. What else?
Okay, artificial intelligence expands. We kind of talked about this.
Okay.
It's getting bigger.
I vote yes.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it's just getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I think, and that kind of goes to curricular innovations. Like there's going to be more innovation in curriculum.
For sure.
There's some talk in this article about more campuses moving to a 3-year degree and actually reducing the number of credits.
Yeah.
Not saying really hyper focusing on what the student needs, which, we could argue back and forth all day about that, but
there's a school, and I don't have research for me. They started they got accreditation approval, and it was on under 100 hours for a bachelor's degree.
So Brigham Young and American Public University system are the ones that these quote, that both are have significantly reduced. I don't know if it's under 100 hours, but they said that they've already been approved by the creditors.
Interesting.
So they're down to 3 years. It's under 120 credits. I don't know if it's under 100.
Yeah.
But it says they've already gained their approval.
Wow.
So yeah, those were the two the article cited. So Brigham Young and American Public University.
Just think of all those before we go to the next one. All those universities, colleges that aren't paying attention to this, they're gonna be dead. I mean, they're gonna get rolled over.
Because if I can get an accredited degree in 3 years versus 4 years, if I'm this generation, the next generation, they're more and more skeptical of spending 4 years.
Yeah, it's like it's a bad thing to say. But a lot of the mentality is a commodity. Education is becoming more and more of a commodity approach to a big subset of individuals. That's an opportunity.
And I believe in liberal arts education.
Yep.
But I also believe you can incorporate that into the actual curriculum they need in terms of job training. I believe.
So that happens on my Zoom. So we're using this. I sometimes have these meetings with students.
You turned some sort of AI on and it is doing something.
One time this happened and a student was having kind of a hard time with something. We're talking and then like a balloon came above my shoulder. Well, that's awkward. I don't know why that happens.
But don't you think you could incorporate liberal arts education into the actual training for career?
100%. Yeah. And that's
without
really the
adding credit hours?
That's really the differentiator.
Find a way to do that. If your institution believes in liberal arts education, which I think a lot of them do, right? You have to find a way to do that in conjunction.
100%.
Without adding more and more credit.
100%. Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
Last of the trends.
Okay.
I mean, this is obvious.
I hope it's big. Give me something.
Budget woes will continue.
Oh, get out of here. Well, yeah. Go figure. Go figure.
I mean,
same with for-profit companies and absolutely.
I mean, and this wraps it all up. It's like enrollment's down, costs are up.
Yep.
You have to find a way to innovate as an organization.
Yep. Absolutely. This is our time to shine.
Yeah. And if your campus isn't talking about that, it's a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even if you want to bring in, some workshops, perhaps with some folks, to lead workshops for the organization, I'm sure that's, possible.
Oh, like for you could come in, do that.
I mean, if you're interested, if you're interested at all.
Wow,
I forgot we're on camera.
Like a sales pitch.
I forgot we're on camera right there. Okay. So our first episode, back from a hiatus.
Yep.
How do you think we did?
We did okay.
We had special effects. We have a studio now.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about our studio. We had special effects. We didn't give a shout out. Erin built this whole studio for us.
I did.
So that's pretty exciting. The lighting.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. What do we have for the rest of the season? We got big guests, big ideas?
I mean, Honestly, we are still in the contract negotiations, so
Okay.
I don't think we're allowed to say who it is.
We actually have our first sponsor this season. Pretty
yeah?
exciting. We have our first, we can't say who it is because we're not sponsoring this episode specifically, but we get sponsored now. Exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So, it's only more lighting. It's all the money goes to just more lighting for Erin's little podcast area. So fantastic.
Thanks for listening to Disrupt You. Have a question for the host? Just send that over to Dr. York via Twitter at Prof. D. York, and it could be featured on the show. We'll see you next week for another dive into the future of higher education.